Dragonflies and damselflies can be seen in the summer months above water, where they put on beautiful aerial displays with flashes of colour, as they fly about, catching other insects in the air. In fact, dragonflies and damselflies spend the majority of their lives living underwater as larvae. Some species spend years like this, whilst the adult form only lives for a couple of weeks. After feeding and growing underwater, the larvae crawl up nearby plants, such as reeds. Here, they shed their skin for a final time, and emerge as the adult form. Adult dragonflies and damselflies are primarily concerned with finding a mate and laying eggs. Many species are territorial. The males of species like the scarce chaser dragonfly position themselves on a perch above the water. From here, they can easily take off and fend off intruders to their patch. They do this to protect the best spots for laying eggs and to attract passing females. Since they have aquatic larvae, dragonflies and damselflies live in wet habitats, ranging from lakes and ponds to rivers and fens like those here in Cambridgeshire. So whilst you're out searching for dragonflies and damselflies, you can see lots of other aquatic wildlife too. Roughly 60 species of dragonfly and damselfly live here in the UK, and many can be quite difficult to tell apart. But there are some simple things to look out for if you're just getting started. The first thing to know is how to tell the difference between a dragonfly and a damselfly. Dragonflies are usually larger and stockier than damselflies. But the main difference is, when resting, dragonflies hold their wings open. When damselflies rest, they hold their wings closed. Damselflies are also smaller and more delicate than dragonflies. Once you've got the hang of telling your dragonflies from your damselflies, you can look out for a few other key features. These will help you sort them into smaller groups, known as families. The largest and longest dragonflies belong to a group called the hawkers. These have very long, thin bodies called abdomens. You can see this here with this emperor dragonfly. Dragonflies with shorter, thicker abdomens belong to a different group. These are called chasers, skimmers, and darters. Amongst damselflies, one group are especially easy to identify. These are called demoiselles. Male demoiselles have dark blue-black wings or wing patches, like you can see here on this banded demoiselle. Most other species have transparent wings, so this is an easy way to identify this group. Most damselflies belong to a group containing the red and blue damselflies. You can see their transparent wings here on this large red damselfly. Lots of species of blue damselfly look very similar. The best way to tell them apart is to look at the section of their abdomen just beneath their wings. Small differences in markings here, as well as down the length of their body, can help you to identify them. Looking at ID guides and pictures is the best way to familiarise yourself with all the different types. Females are harder to tell apart than males, but keep practicing and you'll soon be a pro. Dragonflies and damselflies display fascinating behaviours. One of the most interesting things to watch is how they mate. The male clasps the female behind her head, as you can see here. To do this, he uses specialised claspers at the end of his abdomen. Then, the female bends her body round to meet his reproductive organs, and together they form the shape of a ring. This is known as a mating wheel. After the eggs have been fertilized, the males of many species continue to clasp onto the female, and the pair fly away together. The male does this in order to stop competitors from mating with the same female. You can see this happening here as a second male tries to dislodge the male from the female. Some males continue to guard the female until after she has laid her eggs. This helps to ensure that all of the young are his. The female locates a suitable spot for egg laying and probes her abdomen just below the surface of the water, where she deposits her eggs on a plant. You can see here that sometimes the female completely submerges herself, dragging the male along with her in order to reach the perfect egg-laying spot. In other species, like the emperor dragonfly, the male flies away more quickly and the female is left to lay her eggs alone. You can see her doing this here, as she gently probes the end of her abdomen below the water's surface. The next time you visit the water's edge, keep an eye out for these amazing behaviours and see how many species of dragonfly and damselfly you can spot.